Welcome to David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
All right, everybody, how's it going? So we are getting dangerously close to the CMA Fest. I hope everybody has their ducks in a row. I have been pulling my hair out, scheduling and doing all kinds of stuff because we actually get to be in the press room doing interviews during the CMA Fest. Y'all please stay tuned because if the internet is good enough, I'm going to be doing live. I'm going to be doing Facebook Live. It's going to be insane, but fun. So anyway, we're going to hang out a little bit and have a little conversation today with Miss Allie Colleen. Did I say that right?
It was like right in the middle, yeah.
Right in the middle? Okay.
It was like right in the middle. That intro is adorable.
Oh, that's my granddaughter.
That's adorable.
When I was putting this show together, she kept bugging me. I want to do something. Can I help? I want to do something. So I started recording her. And I said, do this for me. And it took me, a couple of little times to get her to do that. And I recorded 5 times. And on the 5th time, I got that one.
I love it.
And I was like, that is just like cuteness overload.
No. That's
got
serotonin.
It.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
I have so much fun with that. And she asked me the other day, she's like, so do I get to take over the podcast? And I'm like, oh my God. Y'all killing me.
Hey, that's how it works.
I know. Everybody wants something for free. That's some bullshit.
I'm one of those people. You know what I mean? What do you have to give me? I will take it.
Yeah, but okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'd take a free cheeseburger in a heartbeat.
You're trying to tell me that when the offer's there, you're not like, yeah.
If steak, let's see, steak, cheeseburger, beer, shot of bourbon, I'm right there.
I go to Costco just to see what like the free sample is of the day. I've never even bought it.
They still do that?
Yeah, they do.
I don't go to Costco.
They quit for COVID. Well, I don't either, but I always find a friend with a card, you know what I mean? And just hang out with them for a minute. I don't have a Costco card.
I don't either.
Yeah.
And now they got what, BJ's out now?
They put one just near my house in Goodlettsville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I probably won't go there either, but
I want to go see just to walk. Will they let you in and walk around?
I don't know.
Let's go find out.
Okay.
We'll get in trouble on some aisle. We'll do something.
Yeah. We'll go buy those like 65-pound cheese ball containers that no one needed to buy in bulk anyway.
No.
Yeah.
I never understood that. And then buy all the beer in bulk. I mean, I don't drink that much beer.
That checks out for me. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
You like beer?
No.
Well, how did that make sense?
I like drinking. I like drinking.
Okay.
And if beer's all that is there,
right,
I'll be drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if you drank or not. Some people do, some people don't.
Mm-hmm. I do. My white blood cell count is Casamigos. Yeah. And it's high. You know what I mean? It's high.
Do you do some tacos with that at least?
At the end of the night, yeah.
End of the night?
Yeah. Brisket tacos at the end of the night.
See, our thing was we'd go out and we'd get drunk and then we would back around Crystals. Instead of drive through, we'd back around it and order huge sack of Crystals, man.
The only way to do Crystals would be to do it wrong, I guess, but I just don't think anyone needs to do Crystals.
Well, I mean,
be better than that.
That's why we all back in the day woke up sick as I'll get out the next day.
Yeah, be better than that.
It's crazy. But we had fun back then. We didn't have the video cameras and all that other stuff that.
Yeah, the analog is ridiculous. Like we don't need to archive every single moment, you guys. We could actually forget most of them. I think that would be probably best for everybody.
I love it because I went to Longhorn's Steakhouse the other night. When I found out I got my CMA credentials, I was like, celebrate. And I was just me. So I went to Longhorn's and I'm sitting there and I'm playing on my phone and I looked over and there was a lady doing this
Trying
to get the perfect angle.
If it was Tuesday Night Dog, it was me. I'm an Instagrammer of foods, okay? I am one of those. I'm absolutely one of those. If I go anywhere, whatever I ate's on my story. And it looks fire, okay? The angle's perfect. The filter's perfect. I probably put some sticker on there that was also fire. It probably wasn't. But
I can't do all that. I don't even run my own TikTok. My daughter runs it. I can't do it.
TikTok's hard. TikTok does it.
Instagram is weird. I still ain't figured out how you can live do stuff on Instagram. I haven't figured that out yet.
I'll show you.
Cool. I'm going to school.
I'll show you.
Man. So are you playing CMA Fest this year?
We are. We got a fair, like a fanfare stage. So like inside the big fanfare building.
Okay, yeah.
We got one of those stages. So not any of like the stages on Broadway or like the big outside ones, but we got the inside one. I think it's like a 20-minute slot or something. We're gonna bring the band and we're gonna have a good time. And then I think if I'm not mistaken, that we're also doing the fanfare meet and greet part thing as well. So
that'll be fun.
I love that. I really look forward to that. It's the closest thing I feel like that I could ever feel like being like Minnie Mouse at Disney World. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's when I was I had Wade Jennings on the show. And he was telling me his most favorite thing of after the show is hanging out and just taking pictures and autographs with the fans and just listening to their stories and talking. And he told me, he said, dude, I'll stay there at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I don't care.
It's incredible. And like, what an honor to have somebody stay that long also to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To hang out to you and spend time with you. I think it's amazing. Also, you get to, I think for a lot of people outside that situation, it sometimes seems like maybe a little egotistical, like that moment's about you. I don't think like the hours that we spend after a show talking to people that came to the shows and none of it's about Allie. You know what I mean? Like it's all about them. It's all about why they came or what they came for or what their favorite part was, or even like the show they came to last year where we didn't get to meet each other, but now we get to. Like it's incredibly kind, you know, and it's very cool. And I can't think of any kind of reason or make sense or anything to where that wouldn't be your favorite part of the night. Like it's the best part. It's the best part.
Because as a fan, when I was younger, you know, the rock bands that came through and all that, they didn't do a whole lot of that back then. But we was all we would hang out by the stage door, you know, just to catch a glimpse of them or holler at them or something, you know.
That was a huge difference, I think, too, between like the present day media world that I'm a part of and like growing up in and becoming, and then what all my icons and idols were. Is it was back then, it was less is more. It was like the less you knew about them, the cooler they were, you know. You could fill in all those gaps in your brain. Now it's like, if they don't know what I ate for breakfast, they don't really care about me as much anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, let's leave some mystery in here, you guys.
Well, I think it was you that did this. I'm not sure. You was talking about getting ready to go somewhere, and you said something about, well, you can do this without me.
Oh, yeah, Get Ready Without Me.
Yeah,
Get Ready Without Me the other day, yes.
Yeah, that was funny.
Thank you. It's not original. I wish it
off.
was. I saw a girl do it a couple months ago, and I absolutely loved it, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then I was literally filming a Get Ready With Me at the time, and in my brain I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, they don't need to see me put my primer on and then my foundation. This is stupid. Like, why do they even care about it? And then I was like, no, we're going to do a Get Ready Without Me for sure. Like,
yeah, but have you ever had somebody come up and go, hey, what kind of primer are you using? And what kind of...
Believe it or not, man, every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's wild too, where like you can't make a single post without someone asking about a product placement, which I think is wild. Because there's not a lot of things where I don't see something I like on someone and just Google something similar. Like if I like it that much, I'll be like, oh, like whatever. But it's crazy. That's most of the DMs is women being like, I saw your makeup today. What brand of eyeliner is that? I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was a Sharpie, dog. I just used what I found. Like whatever I had, that's what I used. Go for it. Do your thing.
Yeah, mine was Maybelline.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Hey, that's what we had back in the day, you know?
Checks out.
And I look good in eyeliner.
A lot of my products are still Maybelline. I mean, it's Walgreens. Everything I get's Walgreens.
Is it? You don't do, what was the name of that? Anna had a fit when they started putting them stores all around. What was the name of that product?
Probably a Sephora or an Ulta.
I think it was an Ulta.
But both of those I love, but you ain't going to catch me in there without a gift card. But both of those I absolutely love.
Shit's expensive.
I know.
It's unfair. Women's products should not be that much.
Preaching to the choir, man. Especially for you ignorant, wonderful, beautiful men to go, I think you guys all look better without it. But all the pictures you're liking on Instagram, she's got makeup on. You know what I mean? So you calm down, okay?
Exactly.
Appreciate the artwork that we are.
You know, it's just beauty. And if a woman wants to enhance the beauty, go for it.
I love makeup. I hate putting it on, but I love makeup. We do something you might know about me, might not know about me. I do like character or cosplay, like gore makeup. That's kind of a thing that's my thing. I love gore makeup. And I love gore cosplay. And so around Halloween, we only do it on Facebook Live. Because that's another like frustrating thing
No.
about everything that we do is like, there's a social that's kind of pinpointed for everything, right? So TikTok is going to be more of like the viral trends. If I post something on there, it's going to be like something that just everyone else is doing. Instagram is like my day-to-day life. It's like my very personal social. And then Facebook is really just for October. And it's 4-hour Facebook Lives of me putting these makeup looks on, and people will watch the whole time and like request costumes and like be a part of the costume world with me. And it's so much fun. Like makeup's such a wild world.
See, you need to come up here in October because I do basically an Oktoberfest. Everything scary.
Yeah.
October.
I'm in.
All month long.
I'm in. I love it.
Because we did, I had old gore horror movies. Posters up, and I had some actors, the scare houses, haunted houses,
Yeah.
the actors.
Yeah.
I had some of them on, and I had all kinds of stuff.
The scarers are so cool. They had that Netflix documentary for a while that were just of scarers, like the people that just worked in the haunted houses, and like especially in the manors and stuff. And that was really cool, like to get to watch them do their thing. I've applied to several haunted houses as a makeup artist person.
Right.
A lot of them are like, we kind of hire the same person every year. You know, I said,
Yeah.
that's fair. Well, if you ever get overwhelmed and they need help, let me know. But I think that's so cool. Do you go to the full moon convention ever? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's at the Sonesta Hotel there. It's usually in March.
No, I haven't.
It's so cool. I started going in whenever the first one they had back after 2020 was.
Yeah.
So I've only gone 2 years now, but it's like a 25th. They had like their 25th anniversary this year, last year. But it's a horror convention, and it's incredible.
Well, have you been to Lone Wolf Tattoo out there?
No, but somebody was telling me about it in Full Moon Tattoo. That's like always like that, right?
Yeah.
It's always decorated like that. No, somebody was telling me about it when I was there, but I haven't checked it out yet.
When we get off the show,
We're gonna go.
I'm going to introduce you to my daughter.
Okay.
At one time, she actually owned an original John Wayne Gacy painting.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What happened to it?
Somebody offered her way more than what it was worth.
They would have just kept doing that though. I'd have kept it. I'd have hung on to that maybe.
She sometimes you gotta have that dollar.
No, that's true. That's true.
And then she hooked me up with Jordan Cook. He was on my show, and he's like in the top 5 authenticators for serial killer memorabilia.
That's pretty wild that that's a career. I mean,
It
I
is.
understand that. I understand like where it comes from and what it is, but that's absolutely wild.
It's crazy. That's why I said I'll introduce you to her in
That's
a
pretty
bit.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Because I mean, she's all about it. She even went to because I was looking at your neck tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
She actually went up and stayed in the hotel with the Mothman stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd she think about it?
She didn't get haunted or scared, but it
I
was
don't know about that.
it was pretty cool.
I like to be the scariest thing in a room.
Yeah,
I don't really know if I want to go do that.
well, you got the prison down here in Nashville you can go to.
Not Riverbend, right? Like the
walls,
yeah.
because that place has been there forever, and they say it's haunted like crazy.
See, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't. Nope.
I'm sorry. The hair starts standing on the back of my neck. See ya. I'm gone. I ain't got time for it.
I don't know. I feel the same way with like ghosts. I feel like with like bears or lions or something. I'm like, they're not gonna be mad at me. Like they're gonna love me. They'll probably just kill me in like 3 seconds.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they can actually.
I'm the only one that's over here that's like, not me. We're gonna be buddies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be buds. Probably not.
Have a beer. We're good. Have a beer. That's crazy because I did not peg you for somebody that liked all that stuff.
I do. I love it.
That's cool. I love that.
I love it. I'm a Michael kid. I love Michael Myers. I watched it when I was really, 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 really little, like way too little to have watched it.
Yeah.
And was just so scared of it for like years. And then something about it just kind of flipped one day, and I was like, this is like the coolest thing on the planet. So I love Michael. I love those things. The only guy I do not mess with is Freddy. Not a fan. Not a fan of Freddy.
Freddy's, I don't know.
I have weird dreams. I don't respect Freddy. Leave me alone. Get out of here.
See, I grew up in that era when they were first coming out and everything, and scared the bejesus out of me on a couple of them.
He's the scarier one of them all to me, for sure.
The only one that I really, really liked was the one that Dokken done the soundtrack for, the Dream Warriors.
I'm not familiar.
It's number 3 in the Freddy franchise.
I thought you meant character wise, like the guy that you're afraid of. I was like, I don't know who that is. No, I just don't mess with Freddy. He's nope, nope, not that guy.
And he can't dress worth shit. I mean, somebody put something else on him besides a freaking hat.
I mean, yeah, that shirt's pretty atrocious, but also like, I don't know that any of them are out there just swag-tastic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
See, that's what they need.
Look that good.
They need something like that.
Jason at least, made something cool out of like a hockey mask. Like that's cool. Like rock on.
Yeah, and let's see, who was the other one? Because you got the hockey mask, and then you got the one that just pulls over like a Michael with the regular mask. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'd like to see them two get in a fight besides Freddie and Michael. Wasn't it Freddie and Michael?
Freddie and Jason.
Jason, yeah. Freddie and Jason.
Freddie and Jason are always going after.
Yeah, they got the end of the fight. But you got to give Freddie props because, I mean, he had some freaking mouth comebacks.
The Terrifier is my new guy.
I haven't seen it.
It's just incredible. So I don't like being scared, but like from like a cinematic like film standpoint, like I'm a baby. Like when I love horror movies, I will watch them at home for the first time muted with subtitles. Because I want to see the makeup. I want to see like the director choices. I want to see the sets. I don't want to be so scared of the fiddle that's about to scream at me that I'm not watching. You know what I mean? So I mute it, like, cause everything's jump scares now anyway, and like in like traditional horror now. So, but I do it that way. The Terrifier, he's a clown, but he's also a mime. Like he doesn't make a noise the entire time. Like and there's one point where he gets shot. And he just like opens his mouth and like nothing comes out. Like he's just a very cool character. Like to be played. So the Terrifier is kind of my new guy that I love a lot. And I think the third one comes out this year, which is why I started watching it. It came out in 2018, but I saw the third one was coming out this year, so I said I need to catch up and watch these. And I love him. I love him a lot.
Now, from the makeup aspects of it and everything, have you ever went back and looked at like older horror movies and the special effects that they did with them?
I've actually what I've looked at the most is because now we're so spoiled, and this is a strange sentence, but we're so spoiled in our cosmetic blood nowadays of like what we have as like our options between like the coagulate blood or whatever it is and the splatter blood and the whatever blood. So I've went back and looked at all of like the old school recipes on how they used to make their prop sets, and that's always very cool for me. And I'm like, no, it makes sense why it looked like that, because that's exactly what it was. So, like, that is literally just jelly with like some black food dye and a little flour in it. That's insane. Like,
what I always loved was the early years of Godzilla. How that
kind of stuff is wild.
How they made the whole set and everything, and it's just a dude in a costume. You know, he's just walking through. Yeah. But the little toy tanks, and you'd see them shoot, you know, and all that stuff, and
if they were just like sized appropriately and all that stuff. No, that's all very wild to me. Even like Jaws 3, where like the fin's broken the whole movie and they just didn't care. They're just still in there, just styrofoam out. Like, no, I like that and I appreciate it. But no, Halloween has been a thing since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I just, small town, there's not a lot of places that we could go when I was a kid where like, people just wouldn't stop you and talk to you kind of thing. So Halloween was the one day of the year where like I got to go out and like walk around a neighborhood with my family.
Yeah.
And like nobody cared. Like we were just another costume on the street,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I've been obsessed with just becoming something
Right.
my whole life. So I love characters, and I think that's kind of how I got into it. And actually, I really care about film, I think, a lot more than people would think that I would. I think
Yeah.
it's the coolest thing on the planet.
Well, you have to check out. I did a show with Aaron Mertez. He's an independent filmmaker, and that's his genre,
Really? Horror is?
horror.
That's very cool. I've got some buddies in like the independent film world that like always go and like enter the contests and stuff. And just looking into like their little world, they let me listen to a script or like read a script lately because they wanted to use one of my songs for it. And it was the first time I've ever got to see just like a blank script on like what is included and what isn't. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing. And I thought that was very, very cool. So I think there's a whole world in film that I would love to kind of get to dabble in one day, and just to be a part of it would be so insane.
You could be an actor in it.
I love that thought. I love also something that gets to be, I don't think it would be like a director's thing by any means, but I would love to be like in the room on like the first readings of scripts and like do more of like an editorial thing. I think would be absolutely sick.
That would be cool.
But I would love to dabble in acting. It'd be very fun. We've shot one music video so far, and that was that's like the only thing I've ever gotten to do in that kind of world. And I want to relive that day every day. It was so much fun.
I can imagine.
It was a blast.
Because, I mean, see, that's what's wild, because back in the day, when you made a music video, it was a lot of freaking money. You had to have basically just like you was making a movie. Mm-hmm. And you had the big high dollar cameras and all this other stuff. Now you can go out with, $1,500 cameras and create one hell of a music video.
You can. I'm still missing the stories though. Like, obviously, like MTV Pop World music videos that like I watched as a kid, those were always wild, and like very shock value wise, and like the R&B and pop world, and I always understood that cool. But country music always had just that one version of the narrative that wasn't crystal clear from the song itself. You know what I mean? And like that, like you could eat off that. You know what I mean? Like there was substance and like nutrients and like all of these things and like these backline stories that like the songwriter was writing about the whole time. It just didn't come through commercially. You know what I mean? Like that's where it came from. So that's the one thing, as much as like everyone's music videos look so cool right now and like they're all very well done, I don't really learn anything else about the song, that I didn't learn just listening to it. So when I see a music video come out now that has like that secondary storyline, I'm like, that's what it's about. Like, this is what I want to watch. Like, that's very cool.
You sound like a director.
I feel like I sound like an absolute doofus.
No, you sound like a director because you have that vision in your head. You know what you want to project.
Yeah. Well, it's so cool too, because like I don't know that people really think about the songwriting brain like that, but it's like every single person, right? If you got four people on a song, like we all wrote the same song, but none of our stories are the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that there's such a cool like visual background to add to stories, because again, like I can write the same line that you write, but it's not coming from the same experience, for me as it is for you and those kinds of things. True. And so I think that there's such a cool visual world to music.
That's why a lot of people are hollering about, wanting to go back to traditional country, because on the traditional country ones, you could actually hear the heartbreak. You could hear the passion. You could hear the love, and a lot of the newer songs, they just ain't got it. The story's there.
Yeah.
But where's the passion? Where's the heartbreak? Make me feel it.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
It's sonically missing. I can't figure out what it is. I can't figure out if it's just because the rollout of music is so fast nowadays. It was like a song there used to be 200, 300 hands on a song before anyone heard it for the first time. And now it's like, I made this in my room last night. One person gave me an affirmation. I put it online, so I wonder if it's that kind of thing. I wonder if our microphones have gotten too good. I wonder if like the mixing quality of like perfection of sound has just stripped all of the like emotional stuff in it, because like that's what it is. Like those nuances aren't imperfections. They're just emotions. Like that's just what they are. And now waveforms look crystal clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think we've also gotten a little too good at the sonic perfectionism
I
of
think
music.
for me, Caitlin will argue with me on this one, but for me, I think when everything got put in a digital format, it lost its soul.
I can see that too, because again, emotion in something of a digital format, you can, it's crazy that you can see it. Like you can see it, and you can also register it as, hey, there's a mess up on that wave line. Let's fix it. Like, let's melodyne that wave line and let's fix the key on it. And I'm like, that's not a key imperfection. That's an emotion right there.
Exactly.
That's all that is. Just listen to it. Let it
And
do
that's
its
what
thing.
that's what I got from back in the day,
Yeah, we don't
because
have that.
I was doing reel to reel, ADAT, and it was. I've actually heard some studios around Nashville are actually getting back into the recording of the whole band in a room and record it all at the same time.
I've heard people talk about wanting to even just bring back just analog, you know what I mean? And like really do it the way you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think that would be sick. I mean, I think it's also wild that at some point we started like truly mixing live stuff. You know what I mean? Like the live stuff should sound different than, that kind of thing. So I think that would be so cool. But also, like, I know this is unpopular opinion because the artist is supposed to do everything for like the audience, and the audience is just supposed to receive music. I get it. Y'all could work a little harder. You know what I mean? Like people could like get off the first playlist that Spotify showed you and like go find music. You know what I mean? Because I do think that there are artists out there right now working really hard to convey, what their songs are about. And I do get frustrated when people whine about radio. I'm like, if you're whining about radio, why are you listening? Why is that your sole thing that you're listening to? Like, go find music. You know what I mean? Like, I do love that about our age right now is there is something for everybody. And it is absolutely incredible. And you actually have a chance to help them. You know what I mean? Or back in the day, you were just given the artist you were given. Yeah. And that's who you could listen to. You could like them or not. But now it's like you have the opportunity to go to a kid's show tonight at 3rd and Lindsley and tip them $20. I can help them out. You know what I mean? Like there are roles right now in the audience world to help independent artists right now. So again, as much as I want to give you guys the world, you could work a little harder, you guys.
Hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe. It's for free.
That's all you got to do. I mean, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because me and Caitlin's talked about it a lot, and Julie that helps out on the show. It's crazy because I got like 480 something subscribers. I've been doing this for a year and 3 months. But when you go into the analytics and you look at the actual view hours, I'm way over 7,000.
Right.
And it don't match,
It's a good ratio to be on though. You know what I mean? Because then you look at the other algorithm of social media and like you're lucky to reach 12% of your following right now, like truly, which is also wild.
Yeah.
It's insane too. Like the way that things work, how like I can post a reel right now and by the end of the day, it'll have anywhere from 20 to 50,000 interactions with it. And then you put a song out and you're like, if just each one of you guys would have went and listened to this, you know what I mean? But obviously they didn't even see it. Like it's not their fault because it didn't even come across their feed, even though they follow me. So it's a wild world.
See, that's what I like though. When I'm like, I'll create reels and advertise who's coming up on the next show and all this. And on Facebook, it'll get 400 or 500 views. And I'm just like, but y'all won't go to YouTube and hit subscribe?
Right.
It don't make sense.
We're just fed things. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make sense to me as a creator. But then I think about myself as a consumer. I watched a lot of things today already. I loved. I genuinely that's great content. I didn't go to their YouTube. I didn't go to their Spotify.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as a consumer, I totally understand why the interactions are the way that they are. But as a creator, I'm like, you guys are not interacting with this content the way that my brain would think you would.
Yeah, I don't understand it,
Yeah. No, it's wild.
And then, I don't know, it's just different avenues. You look at different things and different analytics, and everybody keeps talking about getting in a certain algorithm. And I'm just like, dude, what the hell?
Searching for the algorithm to me is the same thing as writing for radio.
Yeah.
You're already behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if something's popping off right now on the radio, there's no point in writing it because one, it was created 18 weeks ago. Two, it was paid for and promoted 18 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now there's a new sound coming. Like now they've already got something locked and loaded. So for me, it's like when I hear someone's like, I'm just trying to figure out the algorithm. I'm like, by the time you do, the posting times will have changed.
Yeah.
The seconds of the videos will have changed. Like,
And everybody's moved on to a new fad.
and I don't say all this I want to make this very clear. I don't say all this out of negativity. I say all this to say, make the content you want to make, post how you want and just enjoy creating things around your brand. I feel like we've lost that. Whereas like little Allie, like if you told little 12-year-old Allie that she was going to spend her whole days making videos of herself, you know what I mean? Like you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to do your makeup and then you're going to sit in front of a camera and then you're going to rewatch it and you're going to like, it's all about you. Little Allie would be like, let's go. Like, I can't wait. And now I'm sitting here like, I have to wake up and I have to do my makeup and I have to sing in front of a camera like 2 times. And like, it's not that hard. Like, enjoy making your content again, you guys. People that interact with it will interact with it. Like, I say it out of a very much like, you can be overwhelmed by this or you can just enjoy it. I don't say it out of that place of like, no matter what you do, it's not going to matter. Nobody needs to hear that. That's not what I'm telling you guys.
I think, and I've noticed this with podcasting, because a lot of people will get into podcasting. They'll start doing their content. And they're not getting rich overnight like what everybody says they're going to do.
Nobody is.
You ain't going to get rich. It ain't going to happen. But they get to a certain point where they're just like, it's too much damn work. Yeah. Screw it. I'm done.
Everything is, though.
It's weird how people,
you know what I mean?
I think people have lost a little bit of the integrity of actually sticking to what they want to do. They jump around.
And it seems like there's both spectrums of that too, because you have people in complacent jobs that are not serving them, that they've worked on this ladder for, so they're never going to leave.
Yeah.
And that's awful because that's harming everything about them, their private life, their every life. And then you have the other spectrum of it where everyone's like not willing to work at all towards something that's like really not that bad. Like, again, you get to edit your own content all day long. Like it's nothing like editing somebody else's. That's awful. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if you learn it and you do it and you edit your own content all the time and you can actually broaden your horizon a little bit and you're actually helping friends and getting paid to help them edit their stuff. There's another avenue to get you away from that 9-to-5 drab bull crap.
There's just such a huge lifeline, and I think what's available, and I think that we're all so quickly to get like just disheartened by it. When at the end of the day, like, it's kind of rad. You know what I mean? Like what do I have to whine about? Like today, I woke up like an hour ago. I found a 4-leaf clover, and I'm sitting here talking to you. Like it's gonna be okay.
And I got 4-leaf clover.
Right. Oh, you have it?
It's kind of wilted now.
It is wilting. They wilt fast. I do. I find one of those every day.
I think that's awesome.
The biggest one I've ever found was a 7. I found a 7-leaf clover one time, which feels like it's maybe like unlucky. You know, like maybe don't mess with that one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got bad juju on it. I mean,
no, bad juju is not a thing. Karma's only a bitch if you are. It's it's not that hard. Like, you know what I mean? Luck's not a thing. You get what you get. You get what you work for. You do your thing.
True.
Yeah. Pick the 7-leaf clover. Whatever. Do your thing.
But there's times I want to help Karma along. Like she needs a little direction every now and then.
Hey, if Karma asks for help, somebody better help her. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I think it's cool as I'll get out. So, yeah, you and my daughter is going to have a lot to talk about. That's going to be
You're
funny.
Gonna get along.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah, that's her.
Hi. We're gonna be buddies, you and I. Sweet. She said, "I'm in." We're in. We're in.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Do you have anybody that's coming in for CMA Fest that you're like already like a fan of? Like anyone that you're like really excited about?
I just got the list today of people for me to contact. I've got 8 people that actually reached out to me. I'm excited to meet Julia Cole.
Yeah. I've never met Julia, but I'm a fan.
She's got some really good stuff. From what I've seen, she's hell of an entertainer. And I can't wait to meet her.
That's exciting.
For 15 minutes.
Hey. 15 minutes. I mean, that's longer than a meet and greet line.
Yeah.
For the most part, like in the sense of like an organized one.
And then the other one is, I want to say her name correctly. I'm sorry. I have to revert back to make sure that I have it right.
No, that makes, completely. I think you got mine like 65% right. So that makes, makes perfect sense.
It's a miracle because I forget people's names. I'm bad about it. I am really bad about it. You know, have you ever met somebody and you know their name?
Yeah.
But you're like,
yeah,
I wish somebody else would say their name so I could, I can't do it. It's weird. I'm going to have it. I'm going to get it.
I'm a huge like autograph person, and I think people think it's because I want to write on their stuff. It's because that's my lockdown. Like I will have your name in my brain for at least 24 hours if I get to write it down. Like as I'm saying it. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to remember you 3 months from now, but like for the show, absolutely. If I meet you and I get to sign your name on something, like we're buddies for the night. I got your name. Like it's in there. It's not going to go anywhere.
Cool. Tyler Reese Tripp.
Tyler's very sweet. Yeah.
Because I remember on a video that I seen a long time ago when she was like real little.
I met Tyler when she was probably 17.
Yeah.
And she was an opener on a festival that I was playing for me. It was in Hughesville, Pennsylvania. It was at the Lycoming County Fair. I remember because they put us in the same hotel room that night as well, or like the same hotel that night. So like we spent the night just kind of hanging out and like talking, and she was very, very kind and very sweet. And I think I saw her maybe the year after that, but I haven't seen her since.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, but she was always very kind and talented.
So, and hopefully I'll have some more. I know Julie is reaching out to all of them right now. That's why she's not up here.
That's very cool. It's exciting. CMA Fest is so cool, and it's something that, like, especially as a country music artist, right? You think about it your whole life, and you're like, I'm going to be a part of that one day, and then you move to Nashville, and you find yourself trying to be out of town every single year that weekend because it's just such an insane world of like. There's so many things, and whoever has to coordinate all of that is insane because it's like there's no green rooms for artists because it's just not possible. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not down in the CMA Fest. I'm just saying like it's ran so tight and so well, and it's like I can't imagine coordinating all that. So I'm excited to be a part of CMA Fest again this year, just as much as I'm like, put your boots on, kids, and hold on for the whole 24 hours. Just hold on.
Well-oiled machine. I mean, it's just. See, I did CMA Fest last year, but because I was a new podcast, I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
So I was doing it over at Nashbox Studios, and they were very gracious. Let me have the upstairs, and I did 14 artists in 2 days. And I thought I did a lot. And I'm looking at this, and okay, say they give. Julie figured this up last night. It was funny. If you get 15 minutes per artist and you're there from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., I would be able to do 110 artists. That's a lot of freaking talking.
Yeah, in a world where time doesn't matter. I mean, you got to buffer, 5 minutes on both ends of your interviews, but absolutely, like it's insane.
Yeah, but see, that's where. See, I do conversation style, so it's kind of like hard to strike up a conversation in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I
mean, big man, I write music, you know what I mean? And I'm still having to run ads on Facebook. So like, there's just some stuff you got to do, You get 15 minutes, you're going to rock those 15 minutes.
I'm going to try to rock at least 5. I want to, like.
that's a subpar ratio. I love that.
5 minutes, I can rock the shit out of it and, keep the stamina going for the 110 others,
For anyone listening who comes to CMA Fest as a consumer and comes to do it, I'm always on the borderline of like, do you ruin the magic or do you feed the like, what do you do? I'm going to ruin the magic for you guys just a little bit here. So when it's not a stage, when it's not like a CMA verified stage or however you want to call it. And it's just the bars, right? So if you guys come into Broadway and you go to the bars and you have somebody playing in that bar, it is not every single bar, but I just want you to understand that most of those bars, that beautiful little artist paid the bar to come and play during CMA Fest. And I say that because there's so many times that I hear like side table conversations, all this stuff in Nashville of like, we need to tip the band. And the rebuttal is always, we need to tip the server. The bands they make so much money down here. They're fine. And I do completely agree. Tip the server. Please don't ever not tip the server. Like, you better tip the server. The band is also a server. So tip the band. Like, a lot of those bands downtown are paying the establishment just to come get to play their music for you guys.
Just for that opportunity.
Such a rad hustle that I don't think people understand. So when these bands are passing this bucket around, you guys, if you have anything, if you have a mint, you know what I mean? Throw it in there. Give them something. These guys work their tails off. They're playing 4-hour sessions. Most of them are doing doubles and triples of the day. So if you guys come to Nashville for CMA Fest or any time during the year, I just want you guys to know those bands work their absolute tails off. As someone who did Broadway for a very long time and doesn't really have to do it anymore. I mean, that's insane. So I always love to mention that during CMA Fest because people just think everyone's just raking it in. And like, those kids are literally paying a bar for bringing people into their bar. You know what I mean? It's wild.
The thing that makes me maddest about that, because I've been in it, I know, I agree with everything you just said, but the thing that makes me the most pissed off, these kids are out here working day jobs. They're doing whatever they got to do to pay lights, water, rent, which is freaking outrageous.
Wild here. Yeah.
And you're wanting to charge them to play? You're wanting to charge them to do a podcast?
Yeah.
Unless you're Joe Rogan, you ain't getting no damn money.
Unless the exposure is equal here. You know what I mean? Like, you're still going to come in the bar. Most of them aren't going to get followed on Instagram because they are playing covers. You know what I mean? So there's not like, it doesn't really register in your brain, I need to follow this guy because he's playing, the top 10. So it's like, cool, I can hear that anywhere else. But no, he worked really hard to learn them. She worked really hard to learn them. They're doing their thing. So no, the Broadway world is very wild to me when it comes to music and consumers and stuff, but also like,
I'll tell you what was
such
refreshing.
A cool place.
It was refreshing as all get out. As an old school guy, we got done doing our little thing for CMA Fest one night, and I went down to Redneck Riviera, and a buddy of mine was playing Chris Turner. So we were upstairs, second floor, and there was a guy out in the audience, walked up and throwed $100 bill on that freaking bucket and told Chris Turner, "Don't play no more covers. I want to hear your originals." And I was like, bless you, God.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. It's literally in the contract for a lot of the bars downtown where unless, it is required. So I always lie. I always have my phone up on stage and I say, guys, we just got a Venmo for an original song. So we're going to play it for you guys. Nobody Venmo'd me for that original song. No, but we're going to play it anyway. So there are there's like little weasel ways to like still play original music in the bars downtown, but like respect to that man for like recognizing, for absolutely recognizing that that isn't something Chris would have been able to do had he not requested it that way. And
I know
that thing. That's absolutely insane. No, it's a wild world down there.
Yeah, it is. And he was loud enough. Everybody heard it. So, I mean, it was just.
That's cool.
It was cool as all get out.
Redneck Riviera is, tiny.
It's a cool little place.
I do. I've gotten to play Redneck several times, and they're always very, very kind. And the sound is pretty decent.
Yeah,
it's hard to get like good sound downtown because there's just so much coming in from like the open windows and stuff. So,
well, I keep telling everybody this. I want one day. I don't care. Just pick a time. And I want to put the podcast on like a trolley or something.
Yeah.
And if I can get every bar, every band at a certain time to play the same damn set list all for an hour.
Yeah.
Because at night when you're walking down Broadway, it's gibberish. You can't understand shit.
Yeah. No, you're like punched in the face by Tim McGraw and then Miranda and then Laney at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and if I have to hear I'm a cowboy one more freaking time out of that damn Broadway. I'm just sick of that.
My favorite thing is when you're playing a rooftop or when you're playing a second floor or something, and all you can hear is the bass and the click from the floor under you, and it's not the tempo of the song that you're singing.
Yeah.
That's so hard for me. Like, I'm sitting up here just like singing an NSYNC song while the bass to Hootie the Blowfish downstairs is just losing its mind. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys hear this also, but I'm going insane right now up here. It's a jungle. It's a wild world. And again, like, can't imagine being anywhere else. Like, absolutely love Nashville and like what it does. But man, it's a trash can of a place sometimes.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on NSYNC and Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hey, you can't, if it's playing in your head right now, you're living where I've been living.
No, the only stupid little story. When Anna was younger, NSYNC was her shit. I mean, she loved it. And then she got me listening to it. What was NSYNC? And it was, what was the other ones?
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys. That's right. Backstreet Boys also. And then we got to where we were singing, Bye, Bye, Bye.
Yeah.
You know, and she got me into it.
I loved NSYNC. I thought pop was the greatest thing on the planet. Like that NSYNC song, the Dirty Pop song, was amazing.
Well, I know you.
I love NSYNC.
You can't get me drunk and then put on
The Cheetah Girls.
La Vida Loca.
Same thing. Yeah, that's fair. Ricky Martin was my first concert.
Was it? My first concert.
And when I say my first, I mean like the one that I'm told about I went to. Like, I don't remember it. Like,
Yeah.
I was a baby with like little headphones on.
Oh,
and, like,
okay.
But I do remember getting one of those glowing red roses and thinking it was the coolest thing on the planet. But Ricky Martin was one of the first concerts I ever went to.
Yeah. My first concert I went to was Kiss.
Really?
The first time they played at
That's
the
pretty
Municipal
sick.
Auditorium. God,
Right.
I'm dating myself.
My first concert that I chose was Papa Roach. I
Was it?
14. Yeah.
I love Papa Roach back in the day. He was cool as all get out.
My mama just found those guys that like, cause you know, like there's the mosh pits, but then there's like the old kind of retired dudes from the mosh pits who just stand around it and like make sure it stays in the circle. And then like, if you're not in the pit, you're outside of it. My mom found like 4 of those guys and was like, listen, I will buy you guys beer all night long. Will you let this 14-year-old just stand in between you guys? And they said, sure. And I just stood in between these big dudes and just watched Papa Roach. And it was the coolest thing ever. I love it. I still think about it all the time. It was so much fun.
You ever met him?
No, I can't say that I wouldn't want to. Like, I'd be very honored.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, Papa Roach is Papa Roach.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of the band members' names are. I'm not really one of those people who like learns personal things about artists, but like the legacy and the music, like I'm all about for
Right.
sure. So I've never really been one of those people that like is ever really even trying to get backstage or trying to get meet and greets or anything like that. Not that I wouldn't be honored if it was, you know, available or something, but I'm just a music consumer. That's my thing. I don't really care to know.
I like that.
Yeah. And
'Cause-
I'm sure I would be surprised more than others, but it's kind of like one of those don't meet your heroes kind of thing. It's like, nah, you're gonna live in my brain as Papa Roach. I don't need to know that you're like a real man that like has feelings about things. Like,
Yeah, married, 3
Yeah.
kids, you know.
nah,
you know.
you're Papa Roach. That's it. That's it. And I, as an artist, I really respect that. Like when people come
Yeah.
to me after shows, like I don't know anything about you, but this song and this song and this song and this song, why'd you write them? I'm like, this is exactly the conversation I wanted to have with you. I didn't want
Yeah.
you to ask me what my makeup was anyway. I want to talk to you about why I wrote that song. Like, I love that.
I wrote this song while I was applying.
If someone ever, if I was sponsored by makeup, we can start talking about it. But until
I'm sitting here wondering why you ain't.
Tell me why I'm not sponsored in like 7 different realms of my life. I don't know. I don't think I'm very good at asking people for things.
Yeah, that's my thing. I have a fear of rejection.
I didn't know that we were being honest about it. Okay.
I am.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm being honest about me.
That's what it is.
That's my thing. I'm scared if I go and say, hey, can you sponsor me? And they just look at me and laugh. That would tear me up.
I hear you, but also like advice I won't take.
You got people. Have them
They
do
just
it.
say no. You know what I mean?
Get your people to
They
do
just
it.
say no. And you move on from it. But in reality, no, it's they say no and then your worth level goes down and it's a whole spiral and then it's a bad day. I get it.
Yeah, it's just the way. That's why I don't. Yeah.
We're going to be fine, you and me. We're big and strong.
Yeah.
We're going to be fine.
I'm I'm going to start taking his name away from him and start calling me Fluffy. What? Okay. You never know what goes on around here, so I just have to watch.
I always wonder what it's like being the person in the room that probably has something to say, but like doesn't have a microphone. You know what I mean?
Well,
because that's never been me.
Caitlin, I got her hooked up with a microphone. Now, Julie won't get on the microphone. Julie has a whiteboard.
Bev's funnier than I am, so she doesn't get a microphone.
Oh, she's been over there laughing all the time.
Yeah. No, Bev would steal the show. Bev doesn't get a microphone.
Yeah. That's. Do what? I know better than to give you one.
This does swing.
Hey.
It swings everywhere. That's why I got her that mic boom.
She's got it if she needs
It's
it.
my mic boom now.
Yeah, you got the mic boom now.
I know.
That's funny. Crazy.
Can I ask you something?
Sure, I was trying to formulate a question, but go ahead.
Have you listened to my music?
Yes.
What's your favorite?
I can't remember the names of them.
That's not appropriate.
I know. I can't.
Sing some.
I can't. Honestly, I can't. And when I heard your music, it was 2 weeks ago.
It was?
2 weeks ago.
And did you say, yeah, gotta have her in here?
I actually, I believe it was on the bottom of your website thing where you do the sign up stuff and everything.
Yeah.
When I was first starting getting all this going, I filled it out and said, would like to talk about getting you on the podcast. And then I never heard anything from anybody.
Then how did I get here?
She contacted me.
I'm sorry. How do you think she found out that you wanted me to be here?
I don't know.
Was it from what he filled out online?
Nope.
Oh, dang it. I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
Somebody reached out to me that said, my friend has a new podcast, but I don't remember his name.
George.
Oh, it was George, you're right.
Yeah.
I said, I think you'd like him.
George.
Reached out to you and said, hey, George reached out to me and said, you have a new podcast. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah. After me and you talked, George sent me a text and said, hey, 3 PR people are going to contact you. And I'm like, okay, did you lie or tell the truth? And he said, I told the truth. I said, okay.
If he lied, what would he lied about?
People talk people up, you know.
I get that.
You know, it's just the way it is.
I get that.
And I would rather be based on merit, what I've actually accomplished.
Right.
You know, because one thing that I'm very proud of is I worked my butt off, and I'm actually the very first podcaster ever to be made a CMA member.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations. That's incredible.
I opened the door for every other podcast and internet-based forum
That's very cool.
to be a CMA member.
That's very cool.
And I've been fighting tooth and nail and working my butt off every day on this thing.
Trailblazers are pretty rad.
Now we're just psycho people.
Same thing.
I hate being told no.
But not because you think that you deserve it, because of absolute fear of rejection. You're just a big softie.
Yeah.
I love that.
I just, you know, well, I mean, when you go to the CMA member thing, you know, they've got categories and where they put you and everything else. There's nothing on there for podcasters or any internet based.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
It surprises me a lot.
Yeah. It surprised the hell out of me. So I did a lot of talking and we talked back and forth, and I literally sat in my pickup truck at a gas station, shaking and halfway just too excited, ecstatic.
Yeah.
When I got the email saying that I was a CMA member.
That's exciting. That's very exciting.
It was cool as all get out. And now it's turned into one of the fastest growing podcasts in Nashville. So
That's cool. That's very cool. Well, honored to be a part of it.
Oh, I was honored to have you on.
Thank you.
And it's just, I think we need more trailblazers.
I think we need more room to blaze trails. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of trails out there. Nobody has turned that way or jumped over this little hoop and went this way.
I feel like everybody's buying up the land.
Everybody's just staying in a groove.
I feel like they're buying up the land for that groove. And
I mean, if I could, I'd put a concert venue in my backyard.
I understand that in the sense of like, I understand like how much it takes financially as well as a lot of other ways to really get a product onto the shelf, right? Of like the music world. And I understand that. And so I understand the fear of like a gamble, right? Of something new.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But if that's the case, then why even have multiple of what we have? In the sense of like, I feel like in both the male and female world, you know, what is being pushed and what is being encouraged is incredibly talented and I think worthy of being noticed, but it's that one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why, if that's what we're going to do, let's just have two. Let's just have two people running it. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? Like, let's start. I just think that we could have so many different kinds of people and music in the top 10, right? Like, how wild would that be if the top 10 was 10 incredibly different, very talented, you know, genre-based things? I think that would be incredible. But I do understand the gamble that is financially, but I'm not sure that I'm understanding the intent behind things these days. But that's not my place. My place is to make what I make and work really hard and, you know.
And you do it very well.
Thank you. Thank you. We're enjoying it. I was speaking to somebody today they said, I think this is your year. And I said, I've thought that about every year. And I don't think we've been wrong yet. You know what I mean? Like, as much as there hasn't been some kind of overnight big viral boom thing or something for us, which is not something that would cater to us anyway, the growth has always been, you know, consistent and upwards and appropriate. And I'm very, very proud of like the fan base, you know, that we've grown like in that kind of way. So I'm very, very grateful for the support that we have and for what that we have, but also like, I don't know, every single moment is cool. Like, every time you're on a new outlet is cool. Every time you're at a new venue is cool. Every time you have a new problem to figure out that seems like the end of the world, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Cause I mean, honestly, I don't believe, me personally, I would want to have been one of those boom sensations.
Overnight crowds are gone overnight.
Yeah. I mean,
you're just going to see the next shiny quarter and move on to it. But my thing right now is all of these really, really young TikTok artists that I'm seeing that have never toured before or never even been in a vocal booth or anything like that. The talent is incredible. Like, they deserve everything. Like, they deserve the recognition. They deserve the career. They deserve all that stuff. What they don't deserve is for overnight to have everything about their life threatened. You know what I mean? Like, between like the DMs that they got overnight from their one viral video that are telling them they shouldn't be on this planet anymore for no reason. Like, that's insane. Also, not knowing how to walk from your point of transportation into your venue appropriately at night behind a venue. That's not stuff that they need to learn the way that they're learning.
No.
And I think that that's absolutely terrifying. So I love the viral kids. I think that they're incredible. I think they deserve it. I just worry a lot about the longevity of it. I think this is the first time in commercial music where we're seeing pretty consistently full tours canceled for mental health. Mm-hmm. And for, you know, that kind of thing. Because in the past it wasn't a luxury also, but even then it wasn't, it just wasn't recognized. And these kids are really just being put through it, you know, and like, and things that a lot of us have taken years to kind of dip our toes in. So the viral world terrifies me, but I do think there's so much talent out there that does deserve to be recognized.
Well, it's like, set up a camera and give you a Coke and let you sit on the bed.
I guess that's it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you know,
I guess that's it.
Isn't that what happens? I mean, usually when somebody hits and they make it big, everybody wants to dress like them all of a sudden.
I can't figure out what happens, but I have been a friend of, I'm not a close friend in mean of, I'm not going to be one of those people who says that I'm really close with this person, but I have loved Priscilla Block for a very long time, and we used to play at the same bar together called Scoreboard in Nashville that we loved. And I went to her sold out show at the Nashville Palace last year, and it was the first time that I've seen someone that I know. Like I didn't know Lainey personally before she blew up. So it was the first time I saw someone that I knew personally where like the line out the door was a bunch of Priscillas. Like that was the first time that I ever saw people with like huge hoops on and their hair right in the middle of the top of their head and like looked like a friend of mine. That was wild.
Yeah. But
that was amazing.
What I love about Priscilla Block though is she's getting the fame that she deserves with the talent and everything. But she still just looks like the girl next door. It's not going to her head. She's just...
Yeah, Priscilla's rad. I mean, Priscilla's been a rock star in her own right her whole life. So it's like, I don't know that anyone expected any of it to change in the sense of like, I think P will always just be P. Like exactly how she is. And I think it's absolutely incredible to get to watch. It makes me wonder if like... So we sell temporary tattoos at my shows. So we sell the Firefly and a couple different tattoos that I have as temporary tattoos. And they're the size of kind of like your wrist would be. Yeah. So my favorite thing is at my shows, you'll see like 9-year-olds running around with like throat tattoos. Yeah. And it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And like that one night seeing P's show, just fully locked in, like the absolute dream of like showing up to a show and like the whole front row is just like kids with little temporary tattoos that they just bought, put on in the bathroom, and like came and like wore and like do like the half and half thing. Like I just think it would be so insane. Like, and that's a huge goal of mine, and it'll happen in its own way, in its own right one day, but it's so cool. And like to get to like kids come to shows all the time and like they want tattoos. And so if they want something that's not on the temporary tattoos that we sell, I'll just draw it on them or whatever they want kind of thing. But it's just that whole life is so cool. Of just like the admiration of like what P looks like and Lainey with the bell bottoms and all that stuff. Yeah. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. You ever thought about inking somebody yourself?
Oh yeah. I have a tattoo gun at home.
I knew it.
Yep. I do. I have a tattoo gun at home. I've played at a couple house parties where someone will he'll bring a tattoo gun and we'll do tattoos and stuff together. I learned at my first house party, though, that I don't get to go and look at what I got in the bathroom without explaining to the artist, and nobody else gets to get it. And maybe that's like a rude thing, but like, I don't want to have matching tattoos with a bunch of people. Like it'd be different if like, it's different. Like I've had it on the road where someone saw a tattoo that I have and then they went and they got it. Yeah. And that's cool. Cause I'm like, no, that's honestly, I'm honored that you wanted that. That's very cool. But like getting matching tattoos to me is very personal. And there is one house party I played at one time where 7 people now got the same tattoo that night that I got and we're all matching. And I'm like, ugh. Ugh. I didn't say we could do this, you guys. Yeah. But it was very cool.
Well, see, I'm a tattoo guy. I love tattoos. My daughter loves tattoos. My son, he can't stand them. But anyway, I get nervous before every show. And when you got out of the truck, I only needed one more cigarette.
Which you took?
Because you got tats. You're out in my front yard looking for 4-leaf clovers. Finding one.
Finding 4-leaf clovers.
And I just thought you was the coolest shit ever. And I was just like, all right, we're going to get along on this.
It doesn't get too serious really ever.
I hate serious. Not the radio, but I like.
We ain't hating on you, Sirius.
No.
Soft plug.
Yeah. No, we still like Sirius XM. We got a storm brewing outside, so.
That time to hit the old dusty trail before it becomes the old wet trail.
Well, I figured you got a guitar over there if you want to play a song or two.
This is Betsy. Say hi to Betsy.
Betsy, hi Betsy.
Betsy's a good egg. She's my girl.
Betsy's been beat up a little bit.
Betsy's beat me up a little bit too. I'll tell you what. I used to get, before this was like kind of smoother, I used to have to like either cover this when I played or like pull out a bunch of splinters at the end. Yeah. Because she never had a pick guard. So.
Have you seen Waylon's guitar? I mean, Willie's guitar?
Trigger?
Willie Nelson's? Yeah. My God.
Trigger gets manicures all the time, which I think is the cutest thing on the planet. Like, they fix Trigger all the time, but they obviously never, like, fully fix Trigger, which I also like, too. They're always like, no, let him be a little beat up, but also, like,
Yeah.
keep them together. Betsy needs a manicure for sure. She needs something. But I do have the dream one day that she'll just look like a geode. Like I'll fully retire her one day and I'll have someone make her look like a geode or something.
Yeah.
Little crystals popping out of her. But this is Betsy.
That'll be awesome. So what are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play my newest one first. We just put out a song last weekend called "Grass in the Grave," and it was a follow up to I put out a song called "While We're Still Friends" in February with Lee Bryce. That it's just a beautiful song of like that limbo of like you're in a relationship, it's not gonna work out, so like let's make as much love while we can while we're still friends, kind of thing. Like it's one of those things like we're not gonna get any better. I know we're not gonna get any better. Can we just have a good night? Like, can we just enjoy ourselves? Can we just, do this thing? And it was this very big space. And it was a song that I wrote before I got divorced a couple of years ago. And it was just kind of like my little divorce song and whatever. And I was very adamant about not coming out of that season with like a divorce album or a divorce anything like that. I said, guys, we get one song. We get one song. And so this is my one song. That, like,
Well, I mean,
follows
if
that
you
song.
do a divorce album, let me know because I've got 3 under my belt.
Dang, okay.
I'll just stand there, tell my story. You write.
Deal. So like I said, I was like, yeah, we're not going to do like a whole line of like breakup songs or anything like coming out of this season for me. Like we get one song and we're going to do it right. And so this is our one song that just kind of, I think, encompasses all of that and the time that's passed and what it is. So this is called Grass in the Grave. And it means a lot to me. I hope you guys like it. There was a moment, a season in my life. I put you in my plans. I did what I thought was right. I worked so hard just to watch it die. Sometimes you have to leave some things behind. It was never getting better. On the grave, I buried the feelings, the memories, they come up, but now I see them differently. Love is always love, that doesn't mean that it's enough. It was never getting better. It all felt so wrong. It was supposed to be forever. Now I wake up and it's gone. But the sun will keep rising. Broken ground just needs the rain. It takes time moving on. There's grass on the grave. There's grass on the grave. I work so hard just to watch it die, but I found new life when I said goodbye. It was never getting better. It all felt so wrong. It was supposed to be forever. Now I wake up and it's gone. But the sun will keep rising. Broken ground just needs the rain. It takes time moving on. It's taking time moving on. There's grass on the grave. And I'm gonna be okay. There's grass on the grave. Something like that.
Yeah, but that just gets me right in the feels.
You like it?
That's one of the songs I heard.
We we wrote it a little while ago, and it was very cool to kind of see it do its thing. One of our co-writers on it passed away in production, and they never really got to see it kind of become its thing. So we always think about Craig Wilson on this song kind of thing, which was very cool. And it was the first time in my life experiencing something like that, like something
Right.
that I create things with, that didn't get to see it do its thing,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously in all kinds of ways they did. But so love the song. And again, now just like moving out of that just into just outlaw country, Allie Colleen stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to set on that narrative any longer. I feel like I wrote enough about it, a lot about it. And then I don't really do this, but I was going to do it today. I have a song that I haven't finished that I wanted to play for you guys.
You can do whatever you want to.
That I wanted to play for you guys. I love it. It breaks my heart, but I think it's very cool. I think it's also a very interesting thing. I love Mother's Day, and I love my mothers. I've got 2 moms. I've got way more than that, but I've got 2 moms that just, did everything for us as a kid. And I'm in this weird limbo of life where it's like really learning like that parents are just people.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's something that you'll learn your whole life. It's something that, I kind of learned as a kid and kind of understood like, no, mom still is experiencing today for the first time in her life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I get that. But there's just been something about it recently, I think, watching my siblings become parents that has like really made it very clear to me. And it's just funny. I feel like there's, you just hit these times in life where at first your family was everything and it was who you told everything to. And then you kind of start hitting this age where it's like, they're the last person that needs to know that like, this is actually what's going on in my life kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, maybe there's some stuff to, debunk there and talk through. But for the most part, I don't know that my mama needs to know about my bad days anymore. You know what I mean? In the sense of like, I think it affects her more than it affects me to know that I even have them. So I just have this little tiny one, and I like to do this in the past for like when I do finish the song and it comes out, we get to look back at this moment and kind of see where it came from in like the songwriting career. So I would love to play something for you that I'm not finished with yet.
Yes,
Cool?
you're more than welcome.
I think it's called I Love You, Mom. And it would be, the title would just be like ILYM, like I love you more, like I love you, Mom, like whatever you think it's going to be kind of thing. But I just wanted to play this one for you guys today. And then again, just thank you for allowing all the time to be here and to talk with you. I really enjoyed it.
I am deeply honored.
Thank you. Well, see, I think a lot of people will relate to this one in kind of their own way. But I love this one, so I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of what I have. I am going to play you the second verse, even though I don't think it's going to be what it is. But I'll play you what I have. And again, you guys can look for this one in the future. It's been a few weeks, and I know that I should have reached out by now. Tell me, how was your day? Is Grandma okay? I heard spring was coming late. You say Dad's on your nerves. That makes me smile. I don't know when I'll have time. Yeah, sure, I'll check flights. I miss you more. But I'm not okay, and I'm scared I'll break. I'm drowning in laundry, haven't showered in days, been thinking about leaving. I'm so ashamed, and I've tried so hard to be happy, and I know you worry about me, so I don't say anything at all. Just, I'm so glad you called. I love you, Mom. Everyone was right. take it back time. All of those years when all I had to fear was a burnout nightlight, and I'd do anything to crawl back in that bunk bed. I'm still scared of my closet, and I feel forgotten, but I'm doing fine. Though I'm not okay, and I'm scared I'll break. Drowning in laundry, haven't showered in days, been thinking about leaving. I'm so ashamed, and I tried so damn hard to be happy. And I know you worry about me, so I don't say anything at all. But I'm so glad you called. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom.
Oh my God, girl.
Sweet. Isn't it what nobody wanted but everybody wanted?
Yeah.
Oh,
That. Oh God, you get that
it
finished.
breaks my heart. I don't know where it goes yet. I don't know what the bridge does, but I just know coming out of Mother's Day, I know we won't be near Mother's Day when this comes out or whenever it does or whatever the case is, but just coming out of Mother's Day, I just keep learning as I get older that is not some amazing fun day that like kids go do what kids want while their mom's around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And this year I've had so many buddies lose their mamas, and just have just been thinking about this world of like parents for like the last week, and just how like, I didn't see my mamas on Mother's Day kind of thing, and I think I literally just texted them and I loved them, and that was it. And,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing, and just stuck in that world. So just for anyone who's having a tough time with Mother's Day and like just missing their parents and missing all that kind of stuff, I just want you to know that there is somebody out there in the world really trying to validate that story for you guys.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
it's one that I need right now. So I wanted to share it today, and I don't know why, but
I thank you for sharing it, because once you get that finished, oh my God,
you like it.
that is going to be huge.
Thank you. I think it'll do something for somebody.
Yep. All right. Before the lightning takes out our station, we're going to get off here. Thank you so much for being here. I totally love it. You are invited back anytime you want to come back.
You got a hell of a clover patch out there. So.
Yep, you ain't even been in the backyard
Okay.
yet. All right, Allie, we appreciate you, and tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes, please. Allie Colleen Music on Instagram. It's my most personal social. You guys can follow along with kind of my life on there. I've got horses, so we do horses, makeup, and music on Instagram. So check it out, all
Awesome.
that kind of stuff. And then anything else you need to find, Allie Colleen Music is the website. We have merchandise, really cool merchandise actually, and then we have our full tour page and all that kind of stuff where you guys can come find us on the road, and then links to all the other socials and streaming sites. So thank you guys very much.
Awesome. We really appreciate it. And hey, we might run into each other at CMA Fest.
I look forward to seeing you.
All right. Everybody, please like, share, follow, subscribe. Let everybody know. Are you doing sign language?
No, I was just counting off all the things that you guys have to do.
There's all kinds of stuff. All right. We're going to get out of here. See you at CMA Fest. Love you. Mean it. Bye.